They hate that you come to work and you do your job and then you go home. If you can relate, you need to watch this because this is going viral.
They hate that you come to work, you do your job, and you go home.
Don't want to be bothered.
They hate that you're not saying anything. You just going in, clocking in, and doing your assignment and going home. The reason why they hate that is because they don't know who you are at your job. They want to know who you are. They want to know if you're an informant. They want to know if you're a snitch. They want to know if you talk and spread rumors. That's what they want to know at your job. And it's hard for them to know that. So since they cannot know that, they try to give you an assignment to see if you will tell on somebody. They tries to be to put you in the category of one of them. And that's how it is at some of these 9-to-5s. The ones that I worked at was like that, and I'm sure the ones that you work at is like that now. If you go home, if you go to work and you come home and you do it all over again and you don't engage into the jobs, they're going to be curious. They're going to try to push your buttons. They're going to ask you and say,
true.
well, what do you do? Because they did me like that.
In your spare time?
What do you do besides when you're not here? I just say, hey, I'm just here to collect the check. I'm going home.
And I'm out.
I'm clocking in, doing my work, and I'm going home. That's it. My personal life is my personal life. And when you say that, they're going to spread rumors to you regardless.
He's not inclusive.
They're going to spread rumors about you regardless of you saying that. You can't just say that you can go to work, clock in, do your work, and go home.
Me and my younger brother say it like this: you have to play the game. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. AB, Life of ABMP. Go check out his videos. But because he posts on fitness and stuff like that. But we say just play the game. Play the game. Play the game.
Because then they're gonna think you an informant. They're gonna think you a snitch, or they're gonna think you too goody two shoes. It's sad that's how this work industry is. And when I worked there, they thought that, they say, well, since they're not talking to none of us, then let's try to get them to talk. Let's try to find their weakest point. And that's what they tried to do with me. They tried to find my weakest point, but they couldn't, because I have God on my side, and they couldn't.
Amen.
My mindset was to go do my work and go home. That was my mindset, and spend time with my family. And it got to a point to where I didn't show them my actions at work. Because if I showed them my actions at work, or if you showed them your actions at work, they got you. They're going to figure out a way to manipulate you. They're going to figure out a way to turn it against you. And when I was doing that, like not showing my actions, it hurts, because I will take my actions home. I would take my actions in my driveway and I'll bring it in the house, which was no good, and I didn't let them see my actions. And if they're not seeing your actions, they're going to also try to scroll and see what's your background. They're going to try to look you up on social media, try to be friends with you on social media. That happened too. And and if it's not them, it's your supervisor. Your supervisor is going to ask you some questions, try to give you an assignment, see if you are a snitch or a rat, or see if you'll spread rumors. And you have people like that at the job. You have many people. Your coworkers is really not your friends, because you have several people like that at the job. You have people that say, okay, you have people that's in different categories. You have the goody two shoes. You have those people. And you have...
And those are the snakiest, by the way, because they... Let me know in the comment section if you can relate, because they always go... You think they're your friend, but their main objective is to literally lick the bum of all the managers, so that in hopes one day they could also become a supervisor or a manager. So they're acting all good to the manager or the supervisor today, but they will throw them under the bus in a heartbeat if the main boss was like, do you want to take his position? They will throw them under the bus and take their position. It's all a massive Snake Festival.
And they thought that I was a part of Goody Two Shoes because I didn't engage with none of them. I just did my work and go home. They thought you was those, or they thought you was a snitch informant, that you was going to go back and tell the supervisor, or go back and tell upper management, or watch them and see if they make a mistake to go to upper management and an informant. Or they thought you was a person that spread rumors, going saying that, hey, this and this and this is, Johnny, man, he's saying that he wish you get fired. Then you have upper management as well that's not as good too. At my old job, when I was in the oil field, we went to different areas and locations and stuff in Texas. And some of the areas that we went, I had this supervisor. He ran our whole crew, the oil field crew. It was roughly, it was him, his brother-in-law, which he would never fire because that's his brother-in-law. And this is the crazy part. Me and 2 more workers, okay? So he ran that crew. He was the supervisor. He was the guy you go to. He's the one that did everything in that crew, right? And so he was married, but every town he'll go to, he was sleeping around. He was finding some girl down there, Hispanic girl or whatever, and sleep with them at that location. And he will pay them to sleep with. He will pay them like money, because when you're in the oil field, you're making money. And there's a lot of people that's doing that. Messing around on their loved ones, messing around on their wives and stuff, messing around on their girlfriends, their spouses and stuff, because you're in the oil field. You gone for 2 weeks at a time, sometimes 3 weeks, depending on your schedule. And he did that. He said, hey, this is between, I know that you new to our group. And this is what he told me. Straight up came to my face and told me. He said, I know you're new to our group, but this is me. He said, I'm married, but I have girlfriends in different cities.
He wasn't even trying to hide it.
All I did was say, hey, that's not me.
That's your business.
I don't want to be a part of that. Whatever you do, that's on you. So that was a threat to him. When I said that, it was a threat to him because he thought that I was an informant or somebody that would snitch on him. And he was expecting me to say, oh, man, I'm 100% with you. Don't worry. Yeah. You ain't got nothing to worry about. I won't say nothing. Or hey, man, I understand. Or, hey, you could do it.
A brother's got to do what a brother's got to do. Some nonsense like that. Or oh, wow, how do I get involved? How do I get one as well? How that is when it's like, okay, cool. We're cool. But when they can't read you, you are a threat.
I won't tell. He thought he was expecting me to say those words, but I didn't. All I said is, ain't got nothing to do with me. That's on you, man. I just want to come and collect my check and go home after my 3 weeks or my 2 weeks on. So he said, okay. He said, all right, man. I'm just saying, man. I hope that you don't say nothing. I said, man, I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to be a part of it. And so that even made it even worse. So he had to figure out a way to get rid of me. And he did. He got rid of me. And I was one of the best workers. Actually, I was one of the top 3. Even the boss said, oh, he's a good worker. You got to keep him on your squad. But he figured out a way how to get rid of me. He was complaining. Well, when the boss, and this is how he got rid of me, when the boss was complaining to him that production was low, he blamed you. He said, well, the new guy, we trained him up as much as we can. We showed him the ropes, and he's just not getting it. And technically speaking, I was getting it. Because one of the co-workers there was giving me like kudos, like, hey, man, you good. I'm glad you're part of our team. And I'm like, thank you. And so he said, man, he's probably was thinking in his head, the supervisor's like, man, he's going to tell on me, or he's going to try to see my wife and tell on me and snitch to my wife. And this is crazy. His brother-in-law worked with him. If my brother-in-law was messing around with my sister, I'm cutting that off. Job or no job. If I'm the assistant manager and you got me in that position, dude, that's personal. I'm cutting you off, and I'm gonna say, hey, you can't be doing this to my sister. This is my sister. You got to stop it now. If you don't tell her, I will tell her, and then y'all get a divorce because I'm protecting my sister, my big sister or my little sister. He didn't say that. He was just about the money. And then, this is funny, he was engaged with his sister. He was
What the
engaged
heck?
with his sister, and he was messing around.
What
I'm
in
like,
the love triangle is this?
One big happy family. I say, I'm glad I stayed out of that. So he found the way to get rid of me. He kept pointing the downfall of their production at me, even though the other co-workers thought that I was actually doing a good job, which the supervisor was not doing a good job. He was just not meeting the production levels, but he blamed me. And so he came up to me and he told me this before he was getting ready to get rid of me. I think I stayed at that oil field job for about, I was hauling water. I stayed at the oil field job for about 2 more days before he actually terminated me. He said, hey, man, production is low, man. You got to step up to the plate. And I'm looking at myself like, okay, I'll step up to the plate, even though I already did as much as I can. And the other workers saw it. I didn't argue. I didn't question him. I just said, okay, I'll step up to the plate. So that made it even a bigger threat to him. Because now I'm accepting his hatred towards me. And so I even did even more. I was sitting there gasping. I was working, pushing, coming back, hauling water quick as possible, doing my numbers. And then 2 days later, he said, man, I told you, man, step up. You're not stepping up. And he said, I think they're going to let you go. I think they're going to let you go. And then I was like, okay. All right, cool. I'm doing the best I can, but okay, if they want to let me go, that's fine.
So be it.
I got a CDL. I can always do something else. I didn't tell him that, but I was like, okay, I respect that, but I'm doing the best I can. So I defended myself. And then I think like that next day, he said, man, I tried to save you as much as I can. I talked to corporate. I plead. I begged. And I'm like, you didn't beg. That's what I was thinking in my head. Like, you didn't beg, man. You wanted to let me go is because that I wasn't a part of your cheating scheme of sleeping with other women in different cities that we go to do oil field work. I wasn't a part of that. That's what I was thinking in my head. So you let me go on purpose because the other people kept your secret.
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm getting let go anyways, I'm saying that. You might as well say it. What's the point? Do you get what I mean? Right? Yes, you're saying on a YouTube video right now, but if that was genuinely what you knew was going on, say it to him, man to man. This is exactly why you're letting me go. It's not because of that. I'm fully aware. Okay, I'm not an idiot. Goodbye. Enjoy your job. One day you will get caught.
I didn't care about your secret, and so he said, "Man, I'll see what I could do, man." He said, let's just keep working. So me in my mind, I'm thinking like, why should I keep working when I know I'm going to get fired? And what I did was I went back out there, did my work like I wanted to. I mean, not my wanted to, but I create even above my numbers. And they said, man, hey, rumor is, and either other workers that I don't talk to came to me and said, hey, rumor is that they're going to try to get rid of you, man. And one of the guys said, man, I'm pissed. They shouldn't get rid of you. And the brother-in-law said, I'm upset. They shouldn't get rid of you. And they said, what did you do? Did you do anything wrong? Did you say anything? And I said this to them. I said, no, I'm just working and going back to my hotel after my job. I'm doing my job. I'm not doing nothing else. And they said, man, it's something. Did you piss them off? Did you say something to the supervisor wrong? I said, no, I didn't. And so they was trying to figure out what I did to cause myself to get terminated, and I just didn't want to be a part of it. I could have said he told me to keep a secret. I could have exposed that. I could have said he told me that, he's sleeping around with your sister-in-law and he wanted me to keep it a secret, or he wanted to let me know. And I could have said all that, but I just said, no, I'm doing my best. I'm just working. And next thing you know, they got rid of me. They brought me back to my state. They got rid of me. And then this is the crazy part. Like a month later, I ran into one of the workers back in my town, my city. And I said, hey, man, how you doing? And he said, good, man. He said, bro, I need to talk to you. I was like, what? He said, man, everybody was upset that they got rid of you. Our production level dropped, dude. It dropped like 20% after you got fired. And I was like, well, I'm sorry, man. I did the best I could. I didn't want to get involved. And he just insisted on telling me. He said, oh, you know the supervisor? Yeah. Man, dude, they brought in another person, and that person met the wife and told him that, hey, your husband is sleeping around. And they got into a fight, dude. They got into a fist-on fight because he told them, hey, not to tell that I'm sleeping around. And he said, nah, man, I ain't that type of person. I'm not that type of person, man. If you mess around with your wife, if I see her, I'm going to say, hey, if she asks or looks suspicious, I'm going to tell her. I'm not going to hold nothing. And so he said that it was a big fight. And I was like, oh, man, that's crazy. Hidden. And then the guy that told his wife got let go, and they kept the guy that was still cheating on his wife as the supervisor.
Wow.
I was like, man, that's shady, man. And he said, man, what are you doing now? I didn't want to tell him. I just said, oh, I'm still, working in the oil field, a better oil field company that's treating me with respect. I'm getting all the hours I want. And he said, oh, that's good. Well, congratulations, man. I'm glad you doing that. And they said, man, I'm still there too, man. I'm about to look for something else, man. Is your place hiring? And I don't want to get involved. I said, you can apply. I don't know if they're hiring, but you can apply for it. And so I gave him the information to apply for it so he can help himself. But that's one thing that I wanted to share with you guys of how that
let's see. There's a high point here.
Try to find out your weakness, and they're going to try to use it against you to make you pop, to make you get on their level. And that's how Satan works, guys. He working really hard in this world to do that to you, to manipulate you at your job site, wherever you at. But I didn't back down. I ended up getting fired by not joining their little clique.
He's completely right. Let's see the comment section down below real quick. Work is easy, people are hard. Very true. One of the hardest jobs on earth is managing people. That's why, higher up, so people who are in corporate, higher up, they get paid a bit more because you get paid to manage headache, essentially. Let's zoom into this. Most people in society are nosy. Quiet people intimidate them. Whoo, some bars. Rule 1, your co-workers are not your friends. Wow. They low-key hated me at my last job because I didn't rock with them like that. Really, very, 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 very true. Same with me as well. Like when I used to work jobs, exactly the same thing. Okay, like for this ain't high school, I'm here to get paid. But that's what happens though. There's a difference between people who go to work to make money, to actually make money, and they are out. And when I mean out is like, I am not involved. I couldn't care less. I'm here to get my money, my paycheck, and I'm out. But then there are people who get involved in politics, work politics. They want to find out every single thing. How many children do you have? Who's your wife? Oh, how's the missus then? Is she all right? All of that. Do you understand? But remain focused and say to yourself, I'm here to work and to build, to eventually reach FIRE, financially independent, retire early. If that's what you're on, then subscribe, join the channel, like this video, share it to a friend, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.